You are managing about 300 crores. Almost every single person who's watching this podcast has a running SIP into at least 10 different actively managed mutual funds. What are they missing out on?
See, two strategies are enough, to be very honest. The whole idea is these strategies shouldn't speak to each other.
So you're saying that if I'm investing across more than 25-30 companies,
You will lose control. Yeah, you will not have alpha.
most people say that it is very difficult to beat Nifty 50. So why bother investing in stocks?
87% funds right now are beating Nifty 50.
इस साल तो नहीं हुआ.
नहीं, इस साल कैसे नहीं हुआ? आप सही जगह नहीं हो.
Mutual fund industry is not focusing on investors like me who has been investing for the last 4-5 years. I need to go to a PMS or an AIF. Problem there is minimum is 50 lakh investment. I don't have that money. So let's assume the average middle class today investing 20-30k per month. Millionaire banna hai. What is the portfolio construction?
So, Sharan, they are...
So Robin, I've been investing in mutual funds for the last 8 years. And ever since 2020, the number of people who are investing in mutual funds have quadrupled. As of now, there are 20 crore demat accounts.
Absolutely.
Almost every single person who's watching this podcast right now has a running SIP into at least 10 different actively managed mutual funds.
Okay.
As somebody who has worked in this industry for almost 15 years, can you tell me what are the gaps that a person who's only investing in mutual funds is facing today? What are they missing out on?
So I think what is the current gap I see is people end up taking, as you mentioned, from 8 years, 5, 6, 7 mutual funds. Now, if you see from our industry perspective, the only thing we focus in each fund or as India active fund is size, where means bigger the company, the higher the market share of that company in the entire portfolio. Whether you take even index fund or you take active funds, because of say less liquidity in our country, I'll avoid names but take the top 10 names of our country. So Nifty 50 will be ultimately top 10 companies. Now, when somebody buy 5 funds, he's actually not diversifying. He thinks he's diversifying. He end up buying those 5-7 companies only, the big banks, the kind of, we have. So where the retail investor think that he's diversifying, he's rather concentrating on to 4-5 names. And historically, if you see, and if you look at the Indian kind of market landscape over, say, US, in Indian context, small cap companies would perform better. There are reasons which we can talk about later. And historically also, small cap, mid cap has outperformed the large cap by a big margin. So if you have, say, around 1900 mutual funds altogether, and if you talk about large cap, say 100 odd schemes or mid small cap kind of schemes, maybe with the name, SEBI is now, MV is now very clear in terms of how much percentage you can keep to kind of classify the fund as a category. But if you really go deep into 2 steps further, you realize that they're the same names ultimately being repeated. So there is no diversification happening. So I think the starting point is, of course, you may have a vanilla product, maybe as one SIP, as one long-term kind of product. But we'll kind of discover how even the core Nifty 50 index, which we have, which is the core index, is high volatile. Then some of the new age strategies, which now AMCs are also launching called Smart Beta, are really low volatile. So even with less risk and less volatility, investors can make more money if they kind of find the right strategies. And AMCs also kind of launch new funds in that direction.
Most people say that it is very difficult to beat Nifty 50. So why bother investing in stocks? Do you agree with that?
87% funds right now are beating Nifty 50.
If you look at the large cap sector,
Right.
Historically, large cap mutual funds are not able to beat Nifty 50, right? More than 60-70%
That
of
could
them
be
underperforming.
the issue of the fund manager or the issue of the AMC. I mean, that's our duty. That's the duty for any active fund manager to be able to beat the index. Now, index is a very simple construction formula, right? As I just mentioned, bigger the company, bigger the market share. Now, how will you justify a big company, a big bank to grow at a certain rate of compounding? It cannot. Of course, when it was the years of growth, it was growing at 20-25%. Now it has become such a big bank. You see branches everywhere. It cannot compound 20%. And if it cannot compound at 20%, how will your money be compound at 20%? That's not possible. And even if you look at 10 years, 7 years rolling returns as well, broad market would get beaten by any multi-factor say strategy 100% of the time, and that's published on the NSE website. If you see the research papers, any 7-year above period, if you take even rolling returns, so you don't time the market because nobody can. So take any date to any date, 7 or 10-year rolling period, 100% time the strategy indices have beaten the broad market. Of course, if you come 3 year, 5 year, it's 95%, it's 75%. That's how. So I am sure in being in India, if we can't beat the broad market index, then what's the point of active management? I understand in US, the world is very different. We have more of pension funds, we have more of passive environment because of the nature of the quality of companies we have there. In India, that is where the kind of meat is. We have so many small cap companies which have a lot of alpha potential. If we are not generating alpha in India over index, which is purely large cap, which is driven by size as a single factor, we are not doing justice to fund management as well as to the retail audience.
So today, Robin, you are managing about 300 crores.
Yeah, slightly more than that. Yeah.
Slightly more than 300 crores. So what kind of returns do you target when you are managing this kind of a portfolio?
Yeah. So just as a disclaimer, right, returns are all for right now, we are only for reference. So the whole point is, the whole idea of any strategy is to generate 3-4% alpha over the broad market. I think that should be the motto of a fund manager. That if I'm
but when you tell this to somebody, 3 to 4% higher returns than Nifty 50, it doesn't sound very exciting, right? So how can you convince this person that even if you beat Nifty 50 by 3-4%, it's a very big deal?
See, same 1,000 rupee will become 3,000 by 12%. It will become 6,000 by 4% extra.
Or it can double.
Compound, right? That's how it will double. So 1,000 will become 3,000 at 12%. It will become at 17, 80%, it will become 6,000 rupees. So you can double the same. So it's a simple scheme. Aap socho. Bank mein money double in 10 years. So this is how I explain to my retail customers.
Okay.
In bank, if you assume 7.2, which is not even the rate right now, it is even 6 point something. Assuming it is 7.2, you can double money in 10 years. Rule of 72, we all have been talking about in all our world. Now try to bring this 10-year to slightly lower number. Say I want to double money in maybe 7 years, maybe 6 years. Then what you would need? Maybe 12% kind of return to gain double money in 6 years. Historically, our markets, broad market, the Nifty, has been doing that decent. It has been creating 12% compounding returns, which means double money every 6 years. Okay. So आपने first step कर लिया. From a 10-year fixed deposit double money scheme, you move to a broad market 6 years double money scheme. Now where the main meat lies, I want to bring it to 5 years, 4 years. So they are now to bring it to 4 years. What would I need? 18%.
Is that possible?
We can't commit any returns because of that's not allowed and nobody knows. But historically, academically, multi-factor baskets compounding at 18% in India. If you go to Nifty indices kind of website, it's all public data, it's all past data. They're sitting at 18 to 22%.
So, but when somebody listens to this, they will tell you that इस साल तो नहीं हुआ. This year we are negative. So how would you explain?
नहीं, इस साल कैसे नहीं हुआ? आप सही जगह नहीं हो. इस साल मैंने आपको वही बोला कि 25% पे भी returns है. Capital markets, PSU.
No, this year when the war is happening, everybody is negative, losing money.
No, you're talking about 2026?
Yes.
Or you're talking about, say, entire 1 year from now?
I'm talking about right now.
3 months.
Let's say we are in March, in the last 3 months, we are negative.
Absolutely, we will be negative. I mean, so stock market is not a machine to kind of generate return at our will, right?
Yeah.
It is a process.
So what is that time horizon that I need to look at when you also are making your investment strategies? Because when something like this happens, where everybody is minus 20%, people start losing faith in the stock market.
7 years is, anyhow, as I said, 7 years and plus, there is 0% evidence of strategy indices not beating the broad market by this much margin.
Okay.
Now, as I said, when you bring this timeline a little closer, when you bring it to 5 or 3 years, the probability comes to 70%.
Of being positive.
Of beating the broad market.
Beating the broad market.
So it's not about always, as I said, it's not a scheme where you will always make money. You will lose money. The idea is to lose less.
Yeah.
If Nifty 50 gives you a volatility of 20%, which means even if in the best of years, 2021, 23, Nifty's gave 50% return or 25% return, if you look at the drawdown from top to bottom, it is still giving minus 20. So somebody is sitting in minus 20 when the market is giving 20% plus. Now to bring to, and of course, even if he stays for long term there, 7 years, he still makes 12%, 11, 12%.
Right.
I'm trying to highlight here is if you do it same set time period, take less volatility, have better sleep, 15-16% volatility, still can generate higher returns. And it is not something which because we are live, say 2.5 years, it's been academically done in US for 100 years now.
So can you tell me the academics? What does the academics say about investing and getting factor-based
So
investing?
see, आप गाड़ी खरीदोगे सो यू विल मे नॉट वांट कि मुझे रेड कलर का ही कार चाहिए, आप तमाम माइलेज भी देखोगे, फिर कौन सर्विस प्रोवाइडर है, आई मीन इन टर्म्स ऑफ पोस्ट बाइंग एक्सपीरियंस। स्टॉक में ऐसा कोई कुछ नहीं देखता, उन्हें एक ही फैक्टर है, सिंगल फैक्टर, कि किसी ने बोला लाइक दे गॉट इन्फ्लुएंस बाय समवन। जब आप कार व्हेन समबडी इज गिविंग टू मच इंपॉर्टेंस एंड टू मच ऑफ डिटेल डीप डाइव इन बाइंग अ कार, बाइंग अ हाउस एंड यूजिंग मल्टीपल फैक्टर्स, then how can stock can be picked by one factor? And unfortunately, the entire industry is selling it on one factor, size. Academically, on paper, small companies always outperform because of a common sense reason that they have potential to grow.
Yeah.
And our industry is working exactly opposite. They are only promoting size on the other side, large companies. So how will the alpha be made? So while taking the decision of you constructing a portfolio, give size enough respect, but to the context of how much it should be in a portfolio. And I'll talk about next. Now, of course, there are different parameters academic use for calling something a quality. Academic says return on equity, dividend yield of the company, free cash flow of the company could be your quality parameters. So how do you define a balance sheet, right? So that's how you can qualify a quality parameter. Basis, say our own research, we have say 20 more factors which we call as a quality in terms of management commentary. Are they walking the talk? With all of this AI and all, is so powerful now that you can convert the entire management commentary of last 10 years into quantifiable outcomes and see whether management is able to do what they are saying. So that's how the world is evolving. And with all of this at our side now, if you're not deploying all that in kind of creating good strategies for retail, that's something we are not doing right for as an industry. Second, quality, as I mentioned, value is absolutely important. It's anyhow true that if you pay something, so for example, you can buy a very expensive car, which is very high in value, or even a house, but then you know that I'm not buying it for appreciation. I will keep it. It's my house, right? I live here, which means same apply for stock. Are you buying some fancy name, very high valuation because you want to keep it for lifetime as a possession, or you will actually want to make money out of it? If you want to make money, you can't make money because you paid very high valuation. Industry, of course, says price to earning multiples, EV by EBITDA margin. There are multiple parameters which now all of us use screener, and you are building tools, I am building tools, which people can really filter out. So buying at the right value, buying right quality. Now there's another concept in India which is very different from the West: low volatility. All of the people from AMCs started posting on LinkedIn, very very famous people, that what happened to Nifty low volatility, why it failed, why it didn't perform. India, low volatility doesn't perform. In India, high volatility perform. In India, we have 65% retail. We have speculative market. US is passive. US low volatility. In the world, low volatility as a factor, low volatile stocks, defensive names, FMCG, हमारे यहाँ नहीं चलता. ये fact है. But we go with the academic theory which is not built for India. That in India is the strongest factor, high volatile, high beta. So if you talk from a kind of layman perspective, of course, fund management will not want to expose clients which are tier 2, tier 3 clients who have never come to the industry so far. So there are two school of thoughts here. One school of thought is penetration. We have to, and that's also very important, we have to bring people to this. Of course, 4 crore demat accounts pre-COVID became 9 crore demat accounts post-COVID, and now we are 20 crore, as you said. So absolutely exponential growth. But they also come from very small tier 2, tier 3 cities. We have to really understand that they understand what they are buying. So the current entire AMCs, kind of most of the funds are very good for the audience which are first time joining the ecosystem. But say for audience who are your audience, who are informed audience, who you give trainings, and say our audience, they now need to upgrade. They now need to move from that because AMC is solving how to get 100 rupee SIP. AMC is not solving how to make money. So here, I think as new age fund managers, as quant driven fund managers, our duty is to, of course, have the passive way of bringing people to the ecosystem. Because how will you make 100 rupee SIP unless the stock is super liquid? But then at the same time, what institutions are always doing, all institutions, AIFs are always making money. Now that AIF strategy should need to come to retail. That's our kind of main area where we are working on. That a high-end strategy, good strategy, data-driven strategy, which is not available. Right now in India, 55 AMCs nearly, 50 have active funds, 0 AMC has more than 3-factor fund or a 4-factor fund. Very recently, one AMC last year launched a fund of fund, which they are investing in single-factor ETFs. Apart from that, there are 300 ETFs, 300 index funds, all Nifty 50 index, 100 of them, 20, maybe 5-7% are factor funds, but they are single factor fund, like momentum fund, quality fund. That again is a recipe for disaster because factors will be cyclical in nature. You have to have multi-factor strategies. As of today, as we speak, 0 AMC. Out of 50 plus AMC, you have active index funds and ETFs, have 0 live 3 to 4 factor basket. And all our strategies are 3 factor strategies. Because of the simple reason, we want to reduce risk and generate some additional alpha. That's our objective.
So what you're saying is that today the investment landscape of India, there are basically 2 options.
Yeah.
If you are a first-time investor, no, let's forget the first-time investor. Let us say it is an investor like me who has been investing for the last 4-5 years, and I want to now improve the returns that I'm getting on my portfolio. I have invested in mutual funds, but mutual fund industry right now is not focusing on people like me. They are focusing on the new and the first-time investors from tier 2, tier 3 towns who are starting with 100 rupees SIP. Basically, they're educating them to sell FDs and come to mutual funds. And for that kind of investor base, they cannot show complicated investment strategies, otherwise they'll get scared.
Correct.
And they will not come.
Correct.
On the other end of the spectrum, now if I understand this, that mutual fund industry is not focusing on investors like me, I need to go to a PMS or an AIF. Problem there is minimum is 50 lakh investment or 1 crore investment. I don't have that money.
Correct.
So the best of both worlds is to go to
a model portfolio creator.
A model portfolio creator. Okay. Yeah. So you are one of those model portfolio creators.
Yeah. So see, this is a graduation journey. Everybody should start with fixed deposit, recurring deposits. So I have interns whom I hire. I tell, do RD, don't do anything else. We have to teach them like that. So start with RD, graduate to a broad market index, then move to active mutual fund, then move to a strategy like ours, then move to direct stock picking if you are learning and graduating, then do cash strategy, then do future, then do options. It is ulta today. People start with options and then go backwards when they realize they have burnt hand. Option is the most complex piece. It is designed only for us, not for real investors. It is designed to hedge, right? In the real sense.
Yeah.
It's a derivative of derivative. So how will you make money when you kind of don't understand that? So you have to start with recurring deposit or an index fund and end at direct stock picking if you have interest in that subject. People just start reverse. So I'm saying...
So basically options is for people who already know how to make
managing money. Who are managing money. It is for us to hedge. It's not for retail. People won't like me saying that it is not for retail, but a lot of people are only doing options as a kind of a product, but it's not for retail.
Right.
Retail should do strategies, which are model portfolios. And of course, depending on, we have 6 model portfolios, depending on what suits you.
So let's break that down. Like, tell me, how do you create a model portfolio? Okay. Let us say I come to you. I am, let's say, making 30 lakhs per annum.
Okay.
And after paying my rent, EMI and all of that, I'm able to save 30,000 rupees a month.
Okay.
Right? Now I'm investing this for my retirement, for my future.
Okay.
And also for my kids' goals, for their future and all of that.
Okay.
How should I invest this 30,000 rupees a month?
Sharan, there are 2 aspects to this. One, is your goal being met at 10-12% also because the time is with you? Then there's no harm doing what you are doing. So there are 2 aspects to this, right?
Okay.
One, if you are happily making 10-12%, which means you are still beating the market premium 3-4%, right, over FD. And your goals are being met. You have a goal.
No, first is people don't think like this generally, right? People don't think, are my goals being met? People are thinking most amount of money possible. Like more the better. Like let's say I'm investing 30,000 rupees per month. 30 years later, this money becomes, let's say, 10 crores. But if you tell me, Sharan, it could have become 50 crores, I would have said, yeah, I wasted my time. I could have made 50 crores.
At the same time, you need to understand whether you are okay to see drawdowns of 40%. उसमें आप survive करोगे नहीं करोगे क्योंकि a lot of investors, I have 25,000 paid subscribers, which came from 2.5 years of my journey. When they speak to us, they have a long-term vision. There is no gap. And when the markets fall, all the long-term vision really goes for a toss. They simply exit. So I have lost investors versus subscribers. I was telling you before the podcast that investor count becomes less than subscribers because they exit.
So if I have to prepare my mind for the next 30 years, at the same time, I want to compound my wealth very, very fast. What kind of drawdown should I be comfortable with?
30-40% drawdown.
So 30-40% I should be comfortable.
Yeah, that's how the equity will be.
So on an average, when you look at the average middle class Indian, how much percentage of them are moving towards saying that, hey, I'm okay with 30-40% drawdown also?
When you speak to them, they all are okay.
Okay.
When you speak to them.
All are okay.
All are okay.
Huh.
When you, so see, people at my age, 40 plus people, and they are not okay. They still have reservations, right? They have okay because they know exactly how much working life I have. My daughter is going to school, go to college, say, in a couple of years. So we are more risk averse. If you talk to, say, people of your age or even younger, they have full appetite. But they get misguided very soon. They kind of start blaming the system that is not for me. Because they have not seen cycle. They were not in 2008, they were not in 2013, they were not in 2018, they may be in COVID. They may be in COVID, but they were not there before. Because they have not seen, it's not their kind of issue. Issue is, and I think as an ecosystem, we are going in the right direction. I think all of us, what we are doing here is towards that.
Now, let us say, now we are talking to an investor who is like, fastest way to make money. I don't want multi-asset and all of that.
Okay.
I'm okay with 30-40% drawdown also. मुझे 20 साल में millionaire बनना है. Right? What is the portfolio construction?
हमारे business में raw material is capital. You bring more money, you make more money.
So let's assume the average middle class today investing 20-30K per month. So how should the portfolio be constructed if you had to give the advice?
Again, here maybe there are two advice I have or two kind of challenges we have. In India, there is no concept of fractional buying today. I'm sure that we will mature to a stage where we can buy 0.5 of MRF or 0.1% of. Abhi to kya hai, pura you need that money, lack of money to, a couple of lakhs to buy even one share. Because of that, our universe of investment for a retail investor who has to do himself is very restricted. Ultimately, he will buy end up in 50-60 rupees का stock देखे कि अच्छा stock का price क्या है. So he thinks I buy more quantity. But ऐसे नहीं होता. India में fractional investing possible नहीं है because of say our own framework. I'm sure it would one day will become a possibility. Then absolutely he can try. He want to buy 10,000 worth of stock. Now how will he buy 10,000 worth of stock? Because कितने आएंगे? Maybe he finds something which is 8,000 worth as a LTP, last trading price. He will end up buying only that company if he wants to put 10,000. So people who want to do systematically, still index, I mean, not the Nifty 50 I'm referring to, the strategy indexes which are live. At least 2 factors. I'm requesting a lot of AMCs to make 3-4 factor, which we do. So he can do a SIP in those kind of index funds.
So can you give an example?
So alpha low volatility is a 2-factor strategy. There are...
So this is a single factor index which has both alpha and low al, or two separate?
This is a single ETF.
But there is also something called as alpha low vol index.
That is, but there are 2 factors are combined, right?
Correct.
Alpha low val is 2-factor strategy. Correct. There is also alpha 50 strategy.
Correct.
So that is single factor strategy. Few AMCs have launched a single factor strategy.
Correct.
Which means on this index, they have built a index fund and a mutual fund. In India, all of us should target to have at least 3-factor strategy. I'll tell you how. You have to combine alpha or momentum by default. Indian markets work on that. We are a speculative market. We are a retail-oriented market. We are a small-cap-heavy market. So by design of the portfolio construction, you cannot generate alpha if you do not have alpha or momentum as one factor. That's given.
You have to pick one of them for sure.
Absolutely, you have to.
But how to know which to pick?
I'll come to that. In terms of what is your rebalance preference,
Okay.
it will answer that question.
Okay.
Second is, there are so many companies, like 6,000. After 750 in our country, they're all illiquid. Say after 2,000 crore cap, companies become very, very illiquid. Unka circuit lagte hai roj on either side. Which means quality as a factor becomes very, very important. Unless you put your money, hard-earned money in a quality business, it won't generate money for you. So by default, momentum quality or alpha quality becomes your second factor.
But why quality again? Because
see, in India, small cap as a size, as a factor, has outperforming 8-10% alpha every year, compounded rated, depending on compounding. Now, there are so many names. It's not very difficult to get listed, right?
Yeah.
So you have name at 5,000 name, you have a 200 crore company. It's also, what the definition is, top 100 is large cap. Next 150 companies are mid cap. Rest all is small cap.
Yeah.
Thing. Which means out of 5,000, 250 companies only for us, large mid cap.
Yeah.
Rest all is small cap.
Huh.
So, and I am saying, let's be in small cap. So how will you be in small cap if you have 3,750 companies? So how will you separate a filter, quality filter? Which means your universe comes to 500. You're not even thinking beyond 500 because then your universe becomes 500. I'm saying do that layer first so that all kind of drawdowns like we see today, you feel happy. Let me put more money because my quality of the company is not compromised. It's strong balance sheet. Koi baat nahi. It's just a cycle nahi hai, tailwind nahi hai, all that. Then you apply momentum layer. So NSEs will do a very good job. They've combined 3 factors called momentum, low volatility and quality combined together.
Okay.
This is very difficult to achieve, I'll tell you, because मोमेंटम स्टॉक्स में लोबिलिटी नहीं होती बाय डिज़ाइन, राइट, वो मोमेंटम स्टॉक्स। लेकिन इंडिया में क्या होता है, इंडिया में हर साल पैसे बनते हैं। आप देखोगे हर साल में कोई थीम निकल आएगी। लास्ट ईयर PSU बैंक क्रेजी मनी, मेटल्स क्रेजी मनी, इवन लास्ट 1 ईयर, एग्जैक्टली 1 ईयर अगो निफ्टी डेड माइनस नेगेटिव। इससे पहले देखो डिफेंस, देखो कैपिटल मार्केट्स थीम देखो। सो वी नो दैट देयर इज साइक्लिकलिटी नेचर ऑफ सेक्टर्स। नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस विद अ स्ट्रेटजी लाइक मोमेंटम स्ट्रेटजी, यू आर ऑलवेज इन द राइट सेक्टर्स. Quality is never compromised. So even if you draw down 10%, you still have quality names in those sectors, but you're not compromising, or you're not saying, acha, for example, by design of Nifty 50, you will be heavy on financial services and IT in the past. 10 years maybe we'll see, because of the new age companies, that Nifty 50 spread is different. It will no longer be IT heavy, or because of Anthropic and all that what we see. With multi-factor, what you are enjoying in the journey is you are taking away this default financial services and IT heavy portfolios. If automobile is moving, by design, momentum will kind of pick that. If PSU is moving, momentum factor will pick it. I am saying 1 to 3 months of rebalance cycle. Because quality won't deteriorate in 1 to 3 months. Momentum will. Once after a quarter is out, momentum cycle will change. So if you are running a rule-based 3-factor strategy or 4-factor strategy, where why you need 4 factors also will come on such tough market days, then you can participate in. And every year, whether 2008, 2013, now, last year, you will always find sectors. Realty होगा, कभी IT होगा, कभी FMCG होगा. It is the duty of the fund manager to shift that, not the retail investor. वो खुद करेगा तो वो कर सकता है, but उसको फिर उतनी पढ़ाई करनी है, उतना ही मेहनत करनी है. So it's a full-time job. Very simple, it's a full-time job. So if you are okay to do full-time, you are teaching a lot of learning available. Learn and of course be the master of the craft. Otherwise, you have to pay. We have to have the habit of now paying fees and taking advice, because free advice में तो आप ही प्रोडक्ट होते हो ना. अगर आपको कोई फ्री में कुछ दे रहा है तो वो
कमीशन जाएगा,
प्रोडक्ट जाएगा, या आप ही प्रोडक्ट हो ना. आप उसके फेसबुक हमें कुछ फ्री दे रहा है तो हम ही उसके प्रोडक्ट है, हमारा डेटा लेता है. आई मीन इफ यू सी दिस वे, नॉट नेमिंग कंपनी दैट वे, बट आई मीन दैट्स अ फैक्ट आल्सो. दे क्लियरली सी इन देयर कि मैं ये भी डेटा लूंगा, मैं एड्रेस भी आपका लूंगा. सो ऑल दैट, राइट. सो
when you're saying if you're investing in momentum, you should be ready for at least monthly rebalancing, because monthly and at least 3 monthly rebalancing.
बिल्कुल.
At least every 3 months you have to rebalance.
Yeah, rebalance.
If
you rebalance doesn't mean changing the entire portfolio. Rebalance would mean that churn आपको reduce करना ही है, because there is a cost, right? There's an underlying cost which gets involved. But
this remove the stocks which are not in, or if I am investing in the index, momentum index. So let's say
rebalance 6 months में एक बार होता है.
उसका rebalancing every 6 months होता है.
Point is, there is very limited. See, there are 2 parts. One, do we have index available? I'll say we have fantastic index available across all the strategies I am referring to. There is nothing new I am doing.
Okay.
Do we have products available? Answer is no. There is zero product, as I said, for either of the AMC to. They have no. I mean, right now I have not seen any intent when I speak to the AMC's CEOs. Said, we'll see. But pressure आ रहा है. Informed users are informed. They keep asking smart beta. So now one AMC launched a fund of fund. Some launched 2-factor strategy. Some fund momentum quality. But still, there is not an intent to launch 3-factor, 4-factor, because that is what is maybe, as you said, confusion होगा, difficult to explain. But हम उसको wrap करके अगर उसका हम एक नाम देते हैं, we have something called growth and value flexi cap model. One of our strategy. Something we call balanced multi-asset model. So alpha quality all cap model. So alpha quality all cap means पूरा यूनिवर्स N7 550 which is a total market index, उसमें अल्फा एंड क्वालिटी कंबाइंड. वी हैव अ मोमेंटम ट्रेंड मिड स्मॉल कैप मॉडल, मतलब मोमेंटम देखेंगे बट मिड स्मॉल यूनिवर्स में, बिकॉज कहाँ है अल्फा, मिड स्मॉल में ही है. सो यूनिवर्स विल बी 400 ओनली. इन दैट मोमेंटम वी आर प्लेइंग. क्वालिटी एज अ फर्म वी टेक केयर. वी डोंट एक्सप्लिसिटली से कि क्वालिटी, हम टॉकिंग अबाउट आस, क्वालिटी बिकम्स द डिफॉल्ट, बिकॉज इंडिया में
क्वालिटी का बिग इंडेक्स है ना.
क्वालिटी के साथ कम हाँ क्वालिटी है, जैसे निफ्टी 50 क्वालिटी इंडेक्स है.
हाँ, सो यू डोंट इन्वेस्ट इन दैट,
यू वोंट मेक मनी देयर. मैंने बोला ना स्टार्टिंग में कि क्वालिटी कंपनीज इंडिया में प्रीमियम पे होती हैं ऑलरेडी.
ओके,
दे ऑलरेडी कमांडिंग प्रीमियम. दे यू वोंट फाइंड चीप. तो अगर आप खरीदोगे उनको महंगा तो पैसा कैसे बनेगा. सो यू नीड क्वालिटी कंपनीज फॉर से काइंड ऑफ डिफेंसिव. जब गिर जाएंगी वो कंपनीज 20%, आपको लगेगा यार अच्छी कंपनी, बढ़िया धंधा है, अब सस्ती मिल रही है, बट पोर्टफोलियो में होनी चाहिए. पैसा बनेगा कैसे उससे. लेकिन इफ यू सी क्वालिटी इंडेक्स परफॉर्मेंस, इट इज नॉट आउट परफॉर्मिंग इंडेक्स.
So if I look at, let's say you said 2 options. If you are in India, if you want to make money, you have to be in momentum or you have to be in alpha.
Yes,
right?
I mean, that has to be a part of your.
That has to be part of the portfolio.
Correct.
Now, how to decide which one?
If you are in, see, alpha is a statistical term. Momentum is very simple, price action. कोई चीज़ चल रहा है तो चल रहा है, उसमें भले ही वो न्यूज़ से चल रहा है, because of tailwind of the sector, government announce something in the budget, and then long investors interest coming. Momentum has unexplainable reasons कि कब रुकेगा.
Okay.
It can go up to whatever valuation. Alpha is very mathematical in nature. Alpha simply says, what is my expected premium? What is my expected return? Did I make more than what I was expecting? If I was expecting this company to grow 20%, but I am growing at 30%. So even though I am saying I'm growing at 20%, but I'll rather grow at 30%. So it is alpha which I am generating. It's a Jensen's alpha mathematical concept where you say over risk-free rate, how much premium I expect to generate, but I'm generating additional excess returns. That's called alpha. So if you have an alpha is slightly longer term period, क्योंकि जब तक आपको रियलाइज होगा कि वो कंपनी अल्फा बना रही है, वो पीरियड लंबा होता है.
कितना टाइम होता है?
मतलब 1 साल. फॉर एग्जांपल, आप देखोगे पिछले 1 साल में कंपनी ने अपने से अच्छा आउट परफॉर्म किया, उसकी अपनी एक्सपेक्टेशंस बीट कर दी. जैसे मैं एक आई वाज इन डिस्कशन विद द कलीग, वहाँ पे बात करते हैं विराट कोहली का अपना एक एवरेज होगा, बट विराट कोहली अपने एवरेज को भी और इंप्रूव कर रहा है. हमें पता है कि ही विल प्ले दिस, ही विल स्कोर, वी नो ही इज अ गुड प्लेयर, बट अब वो अल्फा प्लेयर है क्योंकि वो अपने एवरेज को और इंप्रूव करता जा रहा है. दैट्स हाउ अल्फा कंपनीज आर. बट मोमेंटम क्या चल रहा है, फॉर्म में बैट्समैन आएगा, उधर मारेगा, कुछ भी करेगा, वो मोमेंटम प्लेयर है. बट उसका ये चलेगा तो चलेगा, अभिषेक आएगा, मारेगा, आउट हो गया तो आउट हो गया, राइट? दैट्स हाउ वी डिफरेंशिएट मोमेंटम वर्सेस अल्फा. सो अगर आपका रीबैलेंस पीरियड छोटा है, you are looking for a smaller, shorter window of rebalance, then momentum is fast to act.
Okay.
If you have good time with you and you are comfortable for holding it, drawdown, alpha will lead to more drawdowns also. Because एक cycle में stock अच्छा है, beating the kind of its own average, but then it will have corrective phase also. Momentum में usually क्या करते हैं कि आप you keep removing the losers, अब you only bet on the winner. So depending on the client rebalance preference, he can choose a momentum basket or alpha basket. Ultimately, that's also a fact. 5-7 साल में सब कुछ सेम हो जाता है, बट पीपल एंजॉय जर्नी. सबने एंजॉय जर्नी ऑफ ऊपर नीचे जाके पैसा बनना है उतना, या किसी को शांत बैठ के बनना. अल्टीमेटली स्ट्रैटेजी एनालिसिस सेम ही है. इफ यू लुक एट द डेटा ऑफ इंडिया 25 ईयर्स, मल्टी फैक्टर स्ट्रैटेजीज एज ए 3-4% अल्फा बनाया. अल्फा सिंगल फैक्टर स्ट्रैटेजी में उसको बीट किया, बट ड्रॉडाउन 50% तक ले गया. So
which one? In
alpha strategy, single alpha strategy.
Okay, drawdown 50%.
अभी उसका अगर निफ्टी पे जाके देखोगे 22% का कैगर रिटर्न्स है.
Okay.
3 ईयर में पैसा डबल, 3.5 ईयर्स में.
22 मतलब 26.
22% का कैगर रिटर्न्स है, which is huge return. अल्फा स्ट्रैटेजी का. मल्टीफैक्टर का 18% है. जो कि ऑब्वियसली मच हायर देन से ब्रॉड मार्केट, बट मल्टीफैक्टर कम्स विद वेरी लो वॉलेटिलिटी. अल्फा इज ह्यूज.
अल्फा का 50%
ड्रॉडाउन तक भी है,
राइट? मल्टी एसेट
का 18% 17% ड्रॉडाउन वर्सेस आवर निफ्टी विच इज 20% ड्रॉडाउन. सो ब्रॉड मार्केट से लो वॉलेटाइल है इफ यू सी दिस वे. सो दैट्स व्हाई फॉर पीपल हु आर मैनेजिंग क्लाइंट्स मनी, you can't give them single factor strategy. It is generating alpha statistically, but client won't be able to sustain that kind of drawdowns. So multi-factor is a very sweet spot.
So in multi-factor, you're saying, let's take the example of alpha. Alpha, let's say somebody doesn't want to rebalance every month. They are okay with rebalancing once a year. So alpha चाहिए मुझे.
Once a year नहीं, लेकिन हाँ, once in 6 months.
Once in 6 months, I'm taking the alpha index. But you're saying that this factor has a 50% drawdown. And historically. So you said you should give it a filter of quality also.
Absolutely.
How do you give that filter of quality?
Yeah, so alpha 50 जो index है हमारा, it basically is computed on Nifty as a index. Nifty has 1700-1800 companies.
Okay.
So if you want to play pure alpha, it will always try to find out of the entire Nifty universe.
Which is how many companies?
1700. Nifty 1800. Nifty में NSE पे and all the NSE companies.
Okay, right? Okay. 1700.
2000 अभी हैं. Okay. 17. So BSE पे 6000 हैं, NSE पे 2000 हैं, right? If you see 2000 to 6000.
Yes.
So alpha 50 index is designed on the entire universe, which naturally, because of as the statistical output, we will end up getting many small cap companies. All small cap companies. If you just generate on a machine alpha or a momentum basket without doing any filtering, it will give you all small cap companies.
लेकिन वो अल्फा का रेडीमेड इंडेक्स भी है ना, which AMCs.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ, अल्फा का जो रेडीमेड इंडेक्स है वो निफ्टी पूरे पे बना हुआ है. उसमें आपको कोई भी लिक्विड नाम भी मतलब उसमें ऑफ कोर्स देयर इज अ मेथड वेयर दे मेक श्योर दैट कि उनमें लास्ट 1 ईयर में ट्रेडिंग डेज इतने हैं या नहीं है, ट्रेड हो रहा है. सो अल्फा बाय डेफिनेशन बनाएंगे तो इट विल हैव लिक्विडिटी इश्यूज, बट in their construction they have added more variables, like we have added multiple variables like quality. They have added other variables ki liquidity kitna hai, last 1 year ka trading volume kitna hai. So they have done a decent job of making it slightly better.
But you don't invest in that index.
No. We have our own.
So you are buying individual stocks yourself. You're not buying the index.
We don't invest in any ETF or index.
Oh.
We create strategies as index.
So you create your own factor strategy and
Yes.
actually buy those individual stocks.
Yes, absolutely.
Instead of investing in the index.
Why would I do that? I mean, no.
Right.
I am a product manufacturer here. So tomorrow, if I am an AMC, once I am an AMC, I will launch 2 to 3 factor ETFs, which are right now not present in our country.
Okay.
So our future plan is to be, so for example, be a fund, be a AMC fund, and then launch the same 3 factor strategies by, of course, taking stocks. And our universe is different, the standard is different. I'm saying, how do we explain this strategy to someone without there's a reference point? Now there's a reference point, at least not what we do, but there's a clean reference point. Okay, Nifty जाके देखोगे आप, आपको alpha strategy दिखेगा. So the first reading can be done. Then we explain, okay, they take the entire Nifty, we take 750 companies.
Okay.
That is our total market.
Why don't they do that, the AMCs?
ज़्यादा अच्छा रिटर्न दिखता होगा पेपर पे, because it's paper testing, it's
Okay,
back testing, there is no index as such. So you know, there are even small cap based momentum strategies they have. There is a index called ETF. I mean the strategy index called Momentum Mid Small Quality 50.
Okay.
There's a mid small is 400, mid cap 50, mid cap 150, and small cap 250 makes mid cap 400. These are all indexes. Mid cap 150 is index, small cap 250 index, combined is called mid cap 400. That's an industry term. Mid cap 400 में they do momentum 50.
Okay.
One the momentum quality 50. So even NSE is making all of this now versions. I'm saying AMCs are not launching funds on that.
वो ये फंड नहीं है.
नहीं है, इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए नहीं है, थ्योरी है.
Okay, okay.
हम उसको इन्वेस्ट करा रहे हैं ना.
हाँ.
हम भी कुछ अलग नहीं कर रहे. जो एकेडमिकली प्रूवन है, बैक टेस्टेड है, क्लीन है, कॉमन सेंस ड्रिवन है, उसमें इंडस्ट्री अभी पीछे चल रहा है. उनको शायद दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड ना, लास्ट 1 ईयर में एक लॉन्च हुआ एक FOF, और इंडिया में आउट ऑफ 300 इंडेक्स फंड्स मुश्किल से 15 फंड हैं फैक्टर के, मुश्किल से 15, विच मीन्स 5%. 300 index fund, 300 ETF, 600 है हम लोग टोटल इस समय.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So since you are investing directly in the stocks,
Correct.
You do not have the tax advantage of churning, because if you invest in the index fund, you have a tax pass-through, benefit. So even if that index is getting churned of the stocks, as a retail investor, I don't pay the capital gains tax. But if I invest directly in stocks, trying to create a better strategy, I'll have to pay STCG and LTCG on every time I buy and sell. So how do you sort of still generate alpha?
Yeah, so there are 2-3 challenges here. One, I think we need to really mature as a country to have long short more open as a strategy. Right now what happens, we are dependent on market blessing that it should go up and then we'll make money. Usually in all the academic work, it's always long and short. Very expensive company, you short it. Right company, you buy it. That's how all models are made worldwide.
Yeah.
In India, that's the limitation. We can only do via derivatives, hardly 200 companies.
Yeah.
So that's something which ecosystem has to mature, where even we can do cash short, right? Which is still far. Now, second point around the tax. If you have to, see, you pay tax when you make money.
Yeah.
You don't pay tax when you lose or you don't make. So if you underperform, if you're minus 4% last 1 year, you anyhow don't pay any taxes.
Yeah.
So when you make 15%, 20%, 30%, then you don't mind paying that. So if you're able to generate additional alpha, this is very high. So request, of course, to the ecosystem and to the, to the government that all of this should be kind of taken away in terms of the taxes, because it is very, very heavy. Same challenge, I think we cannot solve for retail today, but for say HNI's AIF Cat 3 long short fund where the tax is not passed. So it's not passed through, right? The fund pays the tax.
Yeah.
So it's our responsibility to pay the tax, and then the investor get the, but for retail, it's the challenge.
So because as a retail investor, either I can buy individual stocks, follow momentum and quality as selection strategies.
Correct.
Or I directly invest in, let's say, a momentum and a quality index. For me to
available कहाँ है आपके पास? Where will you invest?
Momentum index है ना?
Very high drawdowns, right? The same.
Right.
If it is single factor strategy.
Correct. But if I combine a momentum and a quality index and invest in both,
we can say demonstrate if we have time to see on screen. They are very limited. They have no liquidity. See, unless the fund has AUM, a decent AUM, it will have a lot of tracking error. Right now, all of these hardly 16, and if you go and see, hardly 1 or 2 are liquid. Even if you want to buy a alpha strategy today, there are only one which is slightly liquid. उसमें AUM नहीं, क्यों नहीं है AUM? Because
awareness is not.
Awareness नहीं है, distributor बेचता नहीं है, तो retail investor है नहीं. और अगर liquidity नहीं है, and I don't have a mandate that I have to follow Nifty Alpha 50 as index. I can still call myself as Nifty 500 benchmark because I am picking stocks. They have a mandate to follow that index which you are referring, Nifty Alpha, Nifty Quality. अब वो mandate है, वहाँ change हो गया machine से through. या मेरे पास liquidity नहीं है because मेरे पास AUM में नहीं है.
तो tracking error
underperform, badly underperform. That's the case. So if investors are willing to try these strategies, even either the AMCs make it big enough so that it becomes liquid, or I think the way kind of model portfolio manufacturers operate, who are all quant guys, should be the way to go for now. Okay. Because fees is very limited, right? I mean, because we all about fees. You pay 1% also to say a AMC, and you may say pay 1% here. No, point is somebody charge a fixed fee. So unless if somebody charging 10,000 a year, for example. Now, if you're not planning to invest, say 7, 8, 10 lakhs rupees, then the product is not the right fit. So it's a mis-selling, right? Do not buy. If you want to buy 1 lakh rupee worth of equity in a strategy and paying 10,000 to someone, it's actually a wrong thing to do. Correct. So that's something our duty, say all of us, to not let them buy this because they have not graduated. They still want to buy 1 lakh worth of. Then they have to buy actually Nifty 50. They have to do 100 rupees SIP. That's the right audience. Right. So we have to really understand our audience. Audience to understand their risk profile. Because जितने भी मेरे बड़े clients, I mean all the clients who manage, who put crores of money, 1, 2, 3, 4 करोड़ जो लगाते हैं, वो लोग को drawdown होने से फर्क भी नहीं पड़ता. Because they understand what they are into, right? And if they say, okay, we play concentration game of 10, 15 companies, so we tell them, okay, we know that they have 2 baskets of ours. One is say momentum strategy and one is a balanced multi-asset. So we have kind of hedged them properly in a way that overall they have 25, 30 companies because we don't want. I believe that any amount you have, any capital, your portfolio cannot go more than 20-25. It will otherwise mess up. And as soon as you buy 3, 4, all of these model portfolios individually with no direction why you are doing it, then you will soon see 50, 60. Same thing you're doing in mutual funds. You're buying 50, 60 companies. How will you make money if you put... So
you're saying that if I'm investing across more than 25, 30 companies, then I'll not have alpha.
You will lose control. Yeah, you will not have alpha. Your fund manager cannot give you alpha. How will he rebalance? Because you will have allocation of 2%, 3%. Even the company moves 20%, you have no impact on your money. So as a risk framework, because risk is important here, we also cap 20% as a say research house policy.
20% what?
Exposure of single stock.
Oh, maximum 20% you will take?
Yeah, we can. We do sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I think a mutual fund will never do that. 20% in a single stock.
Unko mandate nahi, allowed nahi hai. Sector exposure we keep 25. So we cannot go above. So we don't believe in theme play. We don't have theme as a strategy because we believe that all themes will naturally come to us as part of factors. So theme to hum play kar lenge, but alag se nahi bolenge ki PSU theme hai. It will be played as part of our current.
So you will not track fundamentals of the themes and be like government ne ye bol diya to we'll invest in this.
It's also a factor. So we talk about statistical factors. We compute because of say our
because all the factors you spoke about, momentum, alpha, low vol, quality, these are statistical factors.
These are which are easy to explain. Now we do.
No, these are actually tougher to explain. Themes are easier to explain. Ye defense hai, IT hai, people understand that. But once you tell momentum low vol, people don't understand.
IT इतना broad है. जैसे अब Nifty IT sitting is minus 18%, right? Last 1 year because of whatever happened with Anthropic. Now Nifty Media you take minus 25% last 1 year. पिछले 2-3 सालों से क्योंकि कोई public companies ही नहीं है where you can say have some tailwind. People think people will make a AI theme basket. There are no companies to make a basket of AI theme, but somebody will want to sell you a AI theme basket. How will you sell AI theme basket when underlying companies will ultimately not be AI based? So we don't believe in that concept only for the fact that even though I explain AI theme है, data center theme है, नया big thing यही है. Companies कहाँ से लाओगे public company इंडिया में जो उसमें actually में काम कर रही हैं? And even companies do not know that they will do this in future. So what we do apart from these factors, if we talk about, when talks about fundamentals, every single factor, whether it is price to earning, ROE, EV EBITDA, is all a factor for us.
Okay.
We have 78 factors like that internally. Even management commentary, when they speak, management updates gets converted to a model, to a quant model. So everything they speak or they were speaking and they spoke last quarter, we analyze that to the T. So we really believe in following the management. And it's one factor for us. So like 78 any other. So a factor becomes an investment factor when it is applied to global markets. When it applies in all market cycles. So we are doing some academic research with some professors from very prestigious institutions to say maybe publish a paper on a new factor. So DIA is a factor. Domestic investment flow is a factor. Not you see कैसे पैसा बनता है? Stock price क्यों बनता है? पैसा flow आता है ना? Inflow outflow होता है. So who is putting money? why they are putting money. So these are all sometimes behavioral factors also. So we as an organization, as a research house, 78 factors. Difficult to, unless we publish a paper, a research paper, and then publish that is an investment factor. Then CFA charter body will say, okay, this is an investment factor because it is applied to all global markets, it applies to all market cycles. That's work in progress. But having said that, theme we are not in favor of, because EV theme बोल के, green theme बोल के आप इन्वेस्ट करा दोगे, लेकिन फिर ड्रॉडाउन्स इतने आएंगे. एंड थीम बुरी नहीं है. हम फॉर एग्जांपल वी आल्सो हैव, आई मीन सॉरी टू आई करेक्ट माई सेल्फ, मेरे पास भी एक थीम है कॉल कैपिटल मार्केट थीम. इट्स कॉल इंडियाज वेल्थ फाइनेंशियल थीम, बिकॉज वी आर इन दिस स्पेस, सो वी अंडरस्टैंड दिस स्पेस. We know that, okay, how the depositories are the beneficiaries, how the AMCs are the beneficiaries. So हम पे थीम है, बट थीम अच्छा करिए, कैपिटल मार्केट डिड वेल, बट एक भी STD का न्यूज़ आता है, सब 10% नीचे होते हैं. सो हाउ वी टेल आवर क्लाइंट्स, this cannot be a core. This is a theme which you really resonate with us, that because we believe in this theme, we want to be a listed company in 10 years, we want to be AMC, we want to be AIF next. So this is a 5-year theme. अगर आप 5 साल में हो तो ये थीम अच्छा है, क्योंकि फाइनेंशियलाइजेशन ऑफ सेविंग्स हो रहा है, मिडिल क्लास अपना मिडिल क्लास बन रहा है, अवेयरनेस बढ़ रही है. सो थीम अच्छा है, कॉन्सेप्ट है, लेकिन क्या वो ड्रॉ डाउन नहीं देगा 20% का? दे ही देगा. इट विल एवेंचुअली. सो वो इन्वेस्टर को समझना पड़ेगा कि यार थीम में पैसा लगाओगे तो ड्रॉ डाउन. और हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी एज अ मॉडल पोर्टफोलियो मैन्युफैक्चरर कि अगर वो AI थीम बोल रहा है तो टू लेवल रहना चाहिए, उसमें AI की कंपनीज होनी चाहिए. इफ ही डजंट हिमसेल्फ नो कि वो AI की कंपनी, क्योंकि दिस वर्ल्ड इज वेरी न्यू, इट्स अ न्यू एज, राइट? बेटर टू be little late in capturing that move, but let it capture via a process of quality filtering, momentum filtering. Why to label something as AI theme and then
because it sells well?
वो ठीक है, but पैसा बनना जरूरी है ना. Ultimately, how will you get renewals if you don't make any money for clients? That's more important.
Interesting. So to keep it simple, at the end of the day, how many different funds or strategies should I be invested in? Because you talked about so many different options. How do I decide which options I should select?
So if you have a very
like for example, let's say I have 10 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
How do I divide that money into these various strategies? Lump sum.
See, 2 strategies are enough, to be very honest.
Okay.
The whole idea is these strategies shouldn't speak to each other.
Uncorrelated.
Very much, very high. People debate about asset allocation, right? All of that.
Yeah.
Now it all depends on you. We talk about rule of 100 and all that, right? Good rules about equity allocation and all that. So it is all good, but the point is, if we are in this country at this point in junction and you are young, you have to be 100% equity. I mean, I don't see any value. I understand the advice which comes as a registered advice of why you should have this rule and how do you plan all that, but you are young. If you're young, you have. Now point is, if I
but 40% drawdown आएगा तो तब,
क्योंकि वो पैसा आपको नहीं चाहिए ना, आपका सेविंग होना चाहिए वो. See, that's a very, I said you have 2 baskets, pure equity, 1 multi asset. That's what all you need.
Okay.
Second, never go above 2025. Make sure that if you're buying even 3 baskets, in total you're not going above that. You may think that, okay, let the fund manager manage, but ultimately you will get so many emails on dividend, you will get emails on the annual general meeting. So you will only get confused that why I'm getting 50 emails and why I'm getting message of credit, CDSL and all that. So to avoid all of that, 2 baskets, not correlated, a multi-asset basket and pure equity. Allocation, because equity I am 100% favor, but because you have a multi-asset, when markets are in your favor, this also will move to more equity. So it will become 100% equity. And when markets are not in favor, this anyhow is a long-term bad equity. This will have higher commodity allocation, cash allocation. So your overall drawdown will average.
So I need to keep switching money between the two?
No. We put half of money, no?
Oh, 50-50.
50-50, because here automatically your asset allocation will increase over equity because of the fund.
Okay.
It's not a fixed 10% equity, 20% gold. It's a fully flexible multi-asset fund.
Oh,
yeah, 90% equity में चला जाएगा जरूरत होगा. 99% equity, 90% gold में चला जाएगा.
Okay. Depending on
the market regime. आप बुल regime में हो, bear regime में हो, sideways में हो, क्या हो, ये equity रहेगा.
And you don't put anything in any debt instruments before?
In multi-asset.
Multi-asset debt
में जाएगा. और कुछ नहीं, pure equity में नहीं जाएगा. Multi-factor में नहीं जाएगा.
और pure equity में, what is the construct that you follow when you invest in pure equity?
So we have 2 kind of universe for all cap model.
इसमें भी 2 types है.
एक है flexi cap model, Nifty 500.
Okay.
Which means we are agnostic of size. Our basket can be full large cap. Our basket can be full small cap. Could be full mid cap, depending on market regime.
This is the flexi
cap. एक है all cap model, Nifty 750.
Okay.
हम Nifty 750 के ऊपर नहीं जाते, बिकॉज इंडिया में लिक्विडिटी नहीं है, हमें say we have to manage big
लेकिन
money.
वो ऑल कैप में एक रूल है, how much should be in large, mid and
नहीं, we are agnostic of size. Size is the factor which we don't like.
Okay.
If money is in large cap, let it be in large cap for the period of rebalance. It's okay. We are in large cap. Good defense companies are doing well. Big PSUs are doing well. Yeah, we are.
So I'm confused in the two pure equity strategies. You said one is the flexi cap.
Flexi cap.
Other one is
all cap. All cap model. All cap means entire universe.
तो सेम हो गया.
फ्लेक्सी कैप निफ्टी 500 ना, फ्लेक्सी कैप जितने भी म्यूचुअल फंड्स होते हैं फ्लेक्सी कैप वो उनका यूनिवर्स होता है निफ्टी 500.
तो इसमें सिर्फ 500, इसमें
750 का.
Why two different?
अल्फा है ना यहाँ पे, ये हमारी अल्फा स्ट्रेटजी है 750, हमारी मोमेंटम स्ट्रेटजी है 500. ऐसा है.
Okay.
This is how what we conceptualize the product, what came out as the best output, better output. So our alpha strategy is a all cap strategy. Our momentum strategy is a flexi cap.
Are you allowed to talk about your past returns?
I don't think we are allowed in terms of numbers, but I can talk about alpha generation.
Alpha generation कितना?
So alpha generation, we are in good. I mean, last year, तो because of the balanced multi-asset, we are doing crazy up last 1 year.
How much?
Alpha, I mean, I don't know numbers are allowed. You see how with the compliance, but 35.
Alpha बोल सकते हो, फिर आप बोल रहे हो नहीं बोल सकते.
5% बना last 1 year में, जब निफ्टी -4 है.
Okay.
Right. So balanced multi-asset में, क्योंकि वहाँ पे एक्विजिशन सही था, लेकिन मल्टी फैक्टर में % बना, जहाँ मार्केट -4 बनाया. तो इक्विटी वाले में बना, जो कि % का अल्फा है. मल्टी एसेट का तो खैर कोई आंसर नहीं है, क्योंकि वहाँ बना, बट वहाँ तो गोल्ड सिल्वर की यू नो जस्ट द लक ऑल्सो. बट हमने 12-13% का अल्फा बनाया, जो कि कम नहीं है, बहुत अच्छा अल्फा.
बहुत अच्छा है.
और हम लोग अभी 3 ईयर के कैगर पे बैठे हैं, 30 में बैठे हैं, कहीं 28 में बैठे हैं, 35 में बैठे हैं. हमारा कैगर जो चल रहा है 2.5 ईयर्स का, वो 25-35 की बेच में चल रहा है.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Robin. I think this is a very, very enlightening conversation for me.
Thank you, Sharan, for having me.
The way the kind of returns you're getting, I think the opportunity is very, very big for what you're doing. Any last words you want to share with the audience before we wrap up the conversation?
I'll say stay invested is the only mantra. Data is the only truth. Rest all is narrative, noises, and you have to really follow data. Whatever data says, you have to remove bias. It's very difficult to remove biases. So follow the data and say stay invested. If you remove these biases, and which is difficult, which I also face. Even in rebalancing decision, machine says something, we have a bias. No, it's a good company. It's a big, large IT company. How it will fall? But it does when it does. So follow data, avoid all the noise, and stay invested. Stay invested is the only truth. That's how you make money.
Perfect. Guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. I'm sure this was a very informative conversation for you guys. If there was any question that you felt like I did not ask, please drop them down in the comment section below. And on that note, I'll see you on the next one.
Before you go, guys, if this video gave you even one insight and made you feel differently about money, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends or family member who could use it too. And if it has sparked a new thought or even made you disagree with me, drop a comment below and tell me why. Your critique helps me make this conversation sharper and more useful for you. As long as you have me subscribed, I'll make sure that you walk away with one new thing every Wednesday and Saturday.